Quaid Azam, Part 414. I'm reading a note by Field Marshal, issued from Journal Headquarters, Delhi. Hindustan, in fact, would be an efficient base for modern war, which Pakistan can never be, assuming that Hindustan is unlikely to attack until she had organized and equipped adequate air and land forces, which she can do as quickly, if not more quickly, than Pakistan. It seems certain if Hindustan attacked Pakistan without the overt aid of Russia, and Britain would have to provide large air and land forces to ensure integrity of Pakistan. All these forces would be independent for their maintenance on the single port of Karachi and on the 800 miles of railways then to Lahore and Bathinda. These railways would be exposed to attack throughout their length and by mobile enemy forces operating from the bases in Rajputana and by air forces based on existing airfields in Kathiawar and Rajputana. If Pakistan were to be attacked simultaneously, as is possible by Russia from northwest and by Hindustan from southeast, then the air and land forces which would have to be provided by Britain to ensure its defense would be very large indeed, as big, if not bigger, than those absorbed in the defense of the Middle East. Before the forces of Axis were expelled from North Africa, it is most likely that forces of this size could be maintained through the solitary port of Karachi, even if they could be provided by the British Commonwealth when it no longer has manpower of India to draw upon as it had in the recent struggle. Conclusion 9a. The inclusion of Pakistan in the British Commonwealth of Nations and the assumption of the Brit or by the British Commonwealth of the consequent responsibility of its defence could be justified on the following grounds. Number one, that it would enable us so to dominate and control an independent Hindustan as to prevent her or her potential allies from disrupting our sea and air communications on the Indian Ocean area. Two, that it would aid us in maintaining our influence over the Muslim countries of the Near and Middle East and so assist us to prevent the advance of Russia towards Indian Ocean and Mediterranean. B. If the argument contained in this note are being based on the correct surmises, it seems perfectly clear that the first of these objects is unattainable because of the large forces which its achievement would require relative to the resources likely to be available to the British Commonwealth at the outbreak of a major war. If the first object cannot be achieved, it would be useless to attempt to achieve the second because it would be quite obvious to all Muslim countries that Britain had ceased to be the power in Asia. If we desired to maintain our power to move freely by sea and air in the Indian Ocean area, which I consider essential to the continued existence of the British Commonwealth, we can do so only by keeping in being a united India, which will be a willing member of that Commonwealth, ready to share in its defense to the limit of her resources. C.J. Auchinlock, who was the field marshal and has provided all the details. But in this paper relating to the external defense and in a second paper written about the same time in India's Mongol frontier, General Francis Tucker stressed the importance of the northern and northeast frontiers in the defense of India. He was convinced, and this in 1946 China, not Russia, would become the main threat to the subcontinent. This frontier, especially the Himalayan section, had for centuries been regarded as impregnable, but with the coming of air power, its strength had decreased and its importance increased.